So a father sent me a message after watching one of my YouTube videos, educational videos, talking about HIE, and his question was blunt. I mean, it was to the point, and he was pretty much asking, will my baby die within a few days? My baby just had an HIE diagnosis, and the doctors are telling me that my baby is just not going to make it. So what I want to talk with you today about is essentially we are talking about life expectancy when a baby has an HIE, has a traumatic brain injury. What is their life going to look like? Are they automatically, is this a death sentence? Does this mean they're going to automatically die really quick? Or will they be able to move on through their life? So before I get too deep into this, I want to make sure that you understand that, first of all, no human can guarantee life expectancy. I mean, we can model some things, we can look at literature, we can do studies, but at the end of the day, no one can predict to the second how long anyone is going to live on this earth. Okay, so I just want to get that out of the way. Now, when we talk about the more technical aspect of stuff, depending on the literature that you look at for something like this, for an HIE injury, around 20 to about 50% of infants will die early in infancy when they have an HIE diagnosis. Okay, so that is depending on, the literature that you look at. In addition to that, around 25 to 60% of those who survive, they will go on to have long-term neurological challenges and disorders such as CP or cerebral palsy. So when we're talking about life expectancy, there are a lot of factors that are going to come into play when we're dealing with something like this. For example, you need to know the severity of the injury. Is this a mild, moderate, or severe? Do you have multi-organ issues that are also being that are also involved with this type of injury? What was going on during labor and delivery? There's just a lot of factors that we have to take into consideration when we're talking about life expectancy. And so, I've been doing this long enough to know that it's really hard to put a time frame on something like this. For example, I'll talk about, some of the last few cases that we've had that we were dealing with something like this. We had a parent that told us that, when mom contacted me, she said, well, Mr. Boston, the doctors are saying that my baby is not going to make it past a couple of days. They just don't know what's going on. We fast forward in time, that baby will be 6 years old this year. There's another example of a mother who contacted us and said that, they're saying that my baby, they probably not going to make it throughout the week. We fast forward into time, that baby is going to be about 10 years old this year. So you just don't know. We've had it on the other side too. We've had situations where the doctors have said, well, the baby's not going to make it too long, and that baby has, those babies have passed away early. So you just don't know when it comes to life expectancy. Like I said, there are a lot of factors at play when it comes to this. But as a birth injury attorney, when families talk to us about these types of things, one thing that we are adamant about, and that is being able to get these children the best set of resources that are possible for them. That is why when we're working through these cases, we're using life care plans. We're using other professionals who can help us try to map out and predict what will this child need based on their life. You have to know that, because in my opinion, the more resources, the more, money, resources, time, the more things that these children have at their disposal, the odds become greater that they can live the best life that is possible for them. If you have more questions, maybe you're watching this video today because your baby has an HIE diagnosis and you have questions as to what caused this injury. Was it something that the doctors, the nurses, the hospital did? Was it medical malpractice, negligence that caused your baby to suffer this injury? Or was it genetic? Was it developmental? You have these types of questions. If you do, what I invite you to do is go ahead and get your cell. There's a telephone number down below. Give me a call. I talk with families like this all the time about these types of issues. When you contact my office, make sure you understand that there is no charge initially to talk with us about this. And when you talk with my secretary, be sure to get on our calendar and pick a date and a time That is important. Pick a date and time so we can know when to return your telephone call back so we can talk about your baby story and their journey. In addition to that, I want to make sure that when you contact us and our secretary asks you some questions and stuff, be sure to leave them a good email address, an email address that you frequently check, because from time to time we will have to send emails and we want to make sure that we're sending an email to an account that you frequently check. Okay, so make sure you have a good working email. And finally, I practice law here in the state of Maryland. And I know from time to time, we will have individuals who will contact us. They are in the United States, but they are not in Maryland. If that is you, just understand that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. And that's something that we can look to work to help you with. But I just want to make sure that you understand that local counsel or co-counsel aspect of things if you contact my office or you contact me and you are not here in the state of Maryland. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. We'll talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.